So just about the time is I hit bottom. I really hit bottom, and I really believe that, God had his hand on me, because the program came to my rescue, because by then I was housebound. I could not leave the house. And it was so devastating. No, I couldn't go to my daughter's schools, to their activities, their PTA, and I just couldn't leave the house at all. I couldn't even be home by myself, you know. So by the time of course, my husband, and he was just frustrated, not knowing what was wrong. And so then I remember Dr. Poland, and so we went, and he gave me the first lesson, you know. But at the same time, my mother had taken it to another doctor, and the doctor told my mother that I was suffering from real severe depression. It was good for me to go with her to Tijuana for a while. So I got the change program, and I went to Tijuana with my mother. And I remember Dr. Pullen asking me, what do you want? And I honestly could not answer. I didn't know what I want, So I went to Tijuana with my mother, and I was doing the program, and one time I had a panic attack so severe that I just told my mother, please rush me to emergency. And my mother was just, trying to remind me to calm down, and, but I thought I was going to die right there. And I was afraid to go to emergency. I was afraid to what would they do to me. So I was in a state of, being afraid, more fear. And so then I came back home, and I just continued doing the program. And it didn't make no sense to me that a simple tape and a piece of sheet with some information, a homework that I needed to do, it was going to make me feel better. When I've been through so many doctors, through so many medications, through so many psychiatrists and therapy, that something so simple was going to make me feel better. But I just hit bottom, so I was no other way to go but to do it. And so I did the program, and I started to gradually doing what the program would say, making my little steps to the front door and go out the door, getting into the car, back in the car the next day, and then going to the grocery store when it was late, there was no crowds, and buy one item, and it sounds so silly and so simple, and but those were huge steps for me, huge, and got to the point that I started doing everything without even knowing. I would be in an open crowds, and I would just automatically do the relaxation. It was already in my head, So I completed the program, and my first challenge after the program, I got in. My daughters and I we fly to Las Vegas. It was my first time on an airplane, and I remember when they closed the door in the airplane, it was like, okay, this is it. And I had my relaxation tape with me, and I made it to Vegas, made it back, and last year I traveled to Europe, and I've been traveling. Now I work helping other people, and whenever I have an opportunity, when I see people, I share about the change program. This is not a magical pill. This is more than that. This is something that it totally transforms you. To me, when I see now myself, I'm so glad, because I think that for people like me and people that suffer and done the program, we know ourselves better than the rest of the people, and to me that makes me even more special, more valuable, because When I talk to other people, they never had anything like this, or even done the program. They don't really know who they are. And now it makes me even more firm, more assertive, stronger on what I want in my body. Who I am, and so to all because of the program. And I think this is a program that everybody can benefit, but definitely people that are suffering from this such a devastating condition, the change program is the answer. There's no other, no other program that I know, and I've seen advertising, and I, talk to other people that they suffer with the anxiety and panic attack. They've been on medication, but they're still suffering. They're still suffering. And, I know I went through that too, so.